All right, well, let's have a look at our main topic tonight. So where are we here? So main topic tonight, oh, look at that, here's our speaker, is me. So tonight, I will be running through everything you need to build a high converting landing page. So the reason why I'm doing this is that I get asked questions on a fairly regular basis on how to create a landing page or marketing strategies. And I get to have a look at people's landing pages, and most of them that I see are they don't convert, they get poor results at best, and there's a good reason for that. So hopefully tonight, my objective tonight is that you're able to walk away with a structure to build a high converting landing page that you can implement into business. I'm not going to give you like a template for it all, but I'm going to give you a structure so you can create it for yourself. So before I do that, who here currently has landing pages? Just give us a show of hands if you've got landing pages. Okay, perfect. So there's quite a number of us. How many here have got a landing page that converts really well? Okay, so we've got, yeah, so a couple here. One sort of tentative as well too. Okay, well that's probably fairly normal. How many people here have got landing pages that get virtually no results at all?
Nick, what is a landing page?
Okay, thank you for that. We will define what a landing page is as well too. All right. Just getting a lay of that. That's a good point to start in terms of what is a landing page. If I throw it open to the floor, anyone give me a definition of a landing page?
A page you land on a website.
Page you land on your website. That is partly true. Yes. Let's define it a little bit more. Debbie.
It's your sales page too. It's actually your it's a bit more like a nurturing page, a nurturing to sale page.
Okay, can be a sales page, can be a nurturing page. Those are all types of landing page, or there can be types of landing pages. Yep. What else?
It's where your ads funnel to. A landing page is any page that that people will automatically drop to, like if you do a Google search or Facebook ads, anything like that goes to your landing page, the first page people see when they log into your website.
Okay, that is partly true as well too. Definitely used for ads and things like that. Yeah. Who has?
It's an opt-in page.
Opt-in page. Yep.
Running sales or something like that. Get people to opt in.
Yep. So opt-in page is often the name for a landing page as well. Yep. Okay. Let me just refine the question a wee bit more. What are the characteristics of a landing page? Catherine.
I would say it's a strong persuasion and motivation to compelling page to entice, I suppose, engagement or a call to action behaviour.
Okay, definitely got a call to action in it. Absolutely, it needs to be enticing and have curiosity. Yep, Adrian.
Place to capture somebody's contacts.
Okay, perfect. Yep, capture someone's contact details. All right. So here's my definition. So who was that?
Need to capture their attention with a good headline.
Yep, good headline. That's all part of what needs to be on a landing page. Here's what a landing page is. A landing page is a distinct page, whether it be on your website or on another platform, where people can take only two actions. And those two actions are they generally leave an email address, so they take the action that's directed, or they leave. So there's only two things they can do. They can leave, or they do the action that is in that call to action. Often that call to action is to do something like register, book, download, something like that. But they can't do anything else. So with that, a landing page has got no menu bar. It's got no other links to your website. It's got no other way for people to leave that page there, except if they do what they've been asked to do, or called to do with call to action, or they hit the back button and leave. That's it. So it's a choice of one of two things. So that's what your landing page is. So I do see some landing pages there where people create a page on their website, still got their menu, their header, even their logo, which is a clickable logo that goes back to their home page. That strictly is not a landing page because they can exit the page and go and do something else. And the reason why we only want them to take 2 actions is so as to be very clear about what the page is, and don't give them any other options to do anything else where they can get distracted. So because we're online, people get sort of easily distracted all the time. So landing, do you have a footer on a landing page? Good question. No. But a caveat is sometimes you need to have terms and conditions or a privacy policy at the bottom of your landing page. But for that, make sure that those links open in a new tab, not over the page itself. So that if people click on your terms and conditions, it either pops up with the terms and conditions they can dismiss, or it opens up in a new tab. So you still got the tab open. They can still take only one of two actions. All right. Okay, good question. Good comment there from Marsha as well too. A landing page is sometimes used before you build a website as well. So if you've got a website under construction, my recommendation is at least get a landing page so that you can capture people's email addresses, or at least get them interested and curious about what you do, because even when you launch your website, you're probably going to get more people opting in or taking action through a well-constructed landing page. All right. So let me bring up, I've got a, does that, I mean, are you happy with that definition that that a landing page is something where people can only take one of 2 actions?
Yep, that's great. Thank you.
Perfect. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to share my screen and show you how to construct a landing page. Now, before I do that, let me just describe how most people I speak to, how they create a landing page. Most people, and I'm going to talk about just PDF documents, like a downloadable document, because that's the most common thing that people use for a landing page. So it could be sort of some sort of checklist you're giving away, a process, or that sort of thing. Now, it doesn't have to be that. It can be, it may be something for a course, a mini course. I've done that with VA training, is a VA mini course, which has been offered through a landing page. They are a series of videos on a page. You can do it for booking appointments, for booking webinars, for booking events like this. There are all sorts of ways you can use a landing page. But generally, it's people's first step on a journey before they buy anything from you. So this is a bit like an analogy of meeting someone, let's say at a networking function, and you go out and say, let's go and grab a coffee, or let's just grab a 10-minute Zoom chat. That's what a landing page is really designed to do. It's the first step before they spend any money with you. All right, so hopefully, can you see a screen there with which looks like a mind map? Just give us a thumbs up. Yep, perfect. Okay. So this here is a broad overview of all the things that go into a landing page. So what you might like to do is just check, as I run through these things here, if you've got a landing page, just check off the things that you're currently doing, and maybe check off the things that you're not doing as well too. They're probably the more important things. All right, so as I said, most people will start by creating a PDF. And in fact, one of the most common things I get are people who say, I really need to get a graphic designer to get me to make sure that my PDF document looks good for my landing page. That is totally the wrong place to start, because by the time people have got your PDF, they've already converted. So if you've got a problem with your landing page, it's got nothing to do with your deliverable. It's got everything to do with your messaging and what you're doing on your landing page. So it's sufficient enough to have a Word document, which is just a text document, maybe just convert it into a saved as a PDF document as your download. So if I'm testing a landing page, I will just create a Word document, turn it into a PDF just as a text document to test the landing page. People are there for the information. They're not there for a work of art, unless, of course, you happen to be an art teacher, and that happens to be important in terms of showcasing your work. So this is a 5-step process for creating a high converting landing page. And by the way, this is the app MindNode that I told you about. So I've created this in MindNode. It's got some pretty cool features in it as well too. So I'm going to show you some of these, and I'll talk about that as we go as well too. There you go. We've got focus. So we're going to focus in on it. So the first step here is when you're creating a landing page is not creating your PDF document. It is in fact working out what is the end objective for your business for having this landing page. So, and your end objective is not to get people to download your PDF document or enroll in your course or enroll in your webinar. So, so I've thrown it out to you, what generally is going to be your end objective with a landing page? Adrian?
Yeah, to get the contacts.
To get their contacts. Okay, that is part way along the journey. That's not the end. Where would you go from there after you've got their contact details?
You'd connect with them.
Connect with them? Yep. And what would you do after you've connected with them?
Probably book an appointment or sell them a product. Probably book an appointment.
Book an appointment. Okay, so we're getting there, but you've got the end there, which is to sell them a product. It's really the sale at the end of the day. That's your end objective generally. Yep. With a landing page. So you need to think about your objective at the end of the day is to make that sale. So it's a bit like in, what was it, Tai Chi, or what do they call that? Who's that dude McGregor, who's that really violent guy that's into cage fighting or whatever. They talk about throwing the punch. I'm not a big fighter at all. But throwing the punch is that you aim the punch past the body, not at the body. So for those MMA fighters, if they're punching someone in the chest, they're aiming past the chest, like through it, rather than at the chest. So if you think your end objective is, say, downloading a PDF or booking an appointment, you're just aiming at the chest, and that really just doesn't have a real impact, and that's generally where it fails. So you need to aim past that, which is like making the sale. But making that sale there that's your end objective. But before you start the landing page, think about what is your ideal client's objective when they land on your landing. Well, it's not just when they land on your landing page. You think about what their end objective is after they get through your whole process. So what's the transformation that you're offering them at the end of the day that they're happy to pay money for? So if you think about that there, what does your product or service offer that is the transformation that people are paying for? Because that's all people pay for. They're paying for some transformation.
Solution.
So David?
A solution?
Yeah, it is a solution. Yeah. But let me ask you this, David. You're probably a good one to talk to about this. You're a video. You produce videos for people, right?
Yeah.
Why do they want a video?
To engage with their clients, to actually get more sales at the end of the day. Yeah.
Okay, so engage with clients to get more sales. Now, why do they want to get more sales?
They want to make more revenue, profit, quality of life, so they don't have to work so hard.
Okay, revenue and profit. Yep. So quality of life and don't have to work so hard. So that's what they're after. Why do that? What's in it in terms of that quality of life, or why, sort of not work so hard? What's important about that?
Lack of stress, quality of life.
Quality of life.
Make their life easy. Make their life easy. Yep.
Make their life easy. Yep. How do they make their life easy?
Doing it for them. Taking away the pain point.
Okay, you're doing it for them, but generally they're making money. Why do they make money? It's not just to make money, it's to make their life easy. What do they do with the money? They send their kids to school, they have the lifestyle they want, they pursue the hobbies that they want, because generally people don't want to work for work's sake. They want the results that work gives them. So, and they're not working for the money, but they want what the money wants them. So when they're paying the money, they're looking for that outcome at the end of the day. So for you, David, I mean, you produce videos to help businesses make more money, and that making more money ensures that they've got that lifestyle that they're looking for. So less stress, enjoy the lifestyle, that sort of thing there. So at the end of the day, you're making videos to help them have a better life.
Correct. Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah. So this is a bit like, so this is where that sort of Ewan McGregor, oh no, he's the actor. The punch analogy comes in. It's not just to make more money. You're going past that to think about what does that money do for them. It's about their lifestyle. And once you can nail that there, that's ultimately the transformation they want. Then you'll have a successful landing page. So how can you get them to have a better life, with that money that they make? At the end of the day, how does your product or service get them to there? That makes sense?
Yeah.
So everybody here, just think about that for your business. How do you get them to that point where they're sort of either working less, they're, I was going to say lying on the beach enjoying their margaritas, but we're not allowed to do that now. Well, not for the next 3 days at least. And it really is that end objective. That can be quite difficult to define sometimes, because we're often just focused on our end objective, and our end objective, sort of like for David's example there, is to create an awesome video that they can put on their website and use for their marketing. That's our objective, but you need to step it out and think about what's their objective and their outcome at the end of the day, and how does it meet their outcome. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's really important to spend some time working that through. So, and most people don't do this when they're creating some form of downloadable PDF or whatever it is. They're thinking about what they can offer and the skills that they have, as opposed to what is the transformation or the outcome or the results that their clients want. So if you flip that around and create your document or your process from that point of view, then you're on your way to having something that people really want. If they really want it, then that's your secret to sort of a higher number of conversions. So how would you go about finding out what that the results that people really are after? How do you find that out?
Well, basically research, isn't it?
There's research. Just ask your clients and customers. They'll tell you. Go onto social media and ask on social media. There are groups that are out there as well too. Just go and ask some questions. You'll be surprised the sort of answers that you get in there. And even if you ask some open-ended questions like, what are you in business for, or what does your business give you that is an unexpected gift or something unexpected in business. And you'll get the usual responses that, I'm passionate about, what I'm in business for and that sort of thing. That's all well and good, but you need to move past that, because that passion's not alone. It's about what does that passion give them at the end of the day in terms of their lifestyle. So once you've got that, then go and map the process from, say, a landing page through to them getting that outcome or that transformation. It's almost like a pirate map. I thought about this on the way through as I was taking my son to his driving test today. But it's a bit like a pirate's treasure map. At the end of the treasure map, X marks the spot where all the treasure is. But they're starting in a different land in their pirate ship, crossing the seas. They get to the island, and then along the way, they're going to pick up other items of value until they get through to X marks the spot. There'll be some obstacles to overcome on the way too, but it is that X marks the spot. Why do the pirates want the treasure? because there's things they want to do with the treasure and the money. It's not just all about the looting and the killing. It's about sort of the lifestyle they have at the end of the day. So relaxing in the Caribbean or wherever they used to relax. So first thing is just get the client's end objective. Any questions about that? All right. Can you still see that screen?
Yep.
Okay, sweet. All right. Oh, this one is don't do your landing page yet. Think about your deliverables. So your deliverables are what are you going to deliver people? And so generally that's the PDF. If we're talking about a PDF being a deliverable, and your PDF is still focused on how do they get that outcome. It's not focused on the products you deliver, the solutions you offer, but how you can get them closer to that outcome that they want. So and so your deliverables, there are a whole lot of things. You got video, PDF, audio, some form of booking, could be a webinar, could be a Zoom, could be a Facebook challenge. At the end of the day, it's all about how can you get them closer to the outcome they want. And if you map out the steps, it could be something like so landing page. They download this document, and then after the document, what happens next? That obviously doesn't end there. What's their next step in the equation? So that next step might be a consultation with you. It might be a video course. It may be sort of some other thing. So all of the steps along for you to make the sale to help them get that outcome. And with your I'm just going to focus on a PDF document today because probably the simplest and easiest thing to create PDFs. As I said, Word documents good, or Canva. Go on to canva.com. They've got a heap of templates on there for creating some pretty good looking downloadable documents. If you're worried about how things look, jump onto Canva. They've got templates there, and virtually you can just drop in your text and just change the images out, download as a PDF, and it's a pretty good looking thing. You don't need a graphic designer to do it. So that would be my recommendation for creating a PDF. All right. So first step, end objective. Second is to think about your deliverables. All right, now I would preface this in for those that are thinking of providing either course content or video content. Don't produce it before before you've created the landing page. So generally with those sort of things, my preference is if you're going to deliver live content or video content, do it as something like a Facebook challenge or a Zoom webinar as you go along. Don't pre-record it. And the reason why I say that is often when you are pre-recording things, you've got a set idea about what you want to deliver to your clients or deliver to the people that have subscribed to it. They have other ideas about what they want for their results or their outcome. And so if you record it with them, then that gives you the opportunity to get their questions, which are often a lot more insightful and maybe different to what you would think is important. And creating a product as a live product like that, even though it may feel like it's less professional in terms of the end product, it's more authentic and generally going to be more on target in terms of what people want. You can always tidy it up later on and do a second version. And the other thing with it too, and this is what I've found, is that by doing it live, you can change it. So let's say at the end of session 1, people are asking questions which are quite different to what you had planned in session 2, but are important. You can change what your content is. so that you're addressing the questions that are important to them. So if you weren't doing it live, you wouldn't have that opportunity, and you could lose a whole lot of people on the way. But if you're able to do that live, then it allows you to adapt to the questions and what's important for people. So and look, if you only get 2 people, that's fine. Record something with 2 people. That's good as gold. There are plenty of examples out there of people that are sort of recording stuff now that started with a very small number of people. Dale Beaumont, for those of you who know, he's just done his tour of Australia before it got cut short. He was one that had, I think, 5 people in the room for his very first webinar. Now he gets something like 300 to 500 people in the room. So, and that was only about 12 years ago. So don't be afraid of starting with, a small number of people. Okay, so once you've sort of thought about what you're delivering, now remember to make your deliverable again. It must be about the result or the outcome that people want, not about the service that you're delivering. It's a hard distinction to make sometimes, but always sort of fall back to how are you addressing people's wants as opposed to what you think they need. Perfect example of that. Someone that's thirsty, they don't want water. They just want to not feel thirsty and to satiate their thirst. So they want something to take the thirst away. Your solution is water. If you offer them, say, just offer them water and they don't know what it is, that's not a solution to their problem because they don't know what it is. But if you talk about it in terms of something that takes away their thirst, not as a hydration sort of element, then you're dealing with their immediate problem they've got and solving their immediate problem. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So think about your solutions. Just think about it from their point of view. So the third thing we look at is the tech. Now, I'm not going to tell you which pieces of tech that you need to use. There are a whole heap of tech tools out there that you can use for your landing page. I happen to use my website. I've got a section on my website. I've got a WordPress website, and that's solely for landing pages. It doesn't have a header, doesn't have a footer, doesn't have anything else on it. It purely is a it allows me to build a landing page. I've got a template in there. I can click a button. It will just duplicate it and can just change the content. So it's a very easy process if you've got a website like, say, WordPress. Many of the platforms these days are drag and drop as well, so they're quite easy to create. And of course, there are software platforms out there that you can use, like Lead Pages or ClickFunnels or Instapages. That are also options out there for building your landing page. But essentially, a landing page is a one-page website. The other thing is, you would need to consider if part of your landing page process is taking payment, you need some form of payment gateway. Again, there's a heap out there like Stripe, Square, Thrivecart. Some of the CRMs have got inbuilt gateways as well. You definitely need a CRM. Now, one of the topics we spoke about, I think it was last month, was about CRMs. CRM is a customer relationship management tool, and I'll talk about why you need to have a CRM with a landing page. That it should be connected to your landing page or to the form on your landing page. Some form of asset creator, as I said, Canva for creating PDF documents is a great tool. Microsoft Word turning into PDF is also a great tool. Zoom is a great tool if you're using videos. So all of these tools are pretty much accessible to anyone, mostly for free these days. Webinar delivery, that was Zoom, and a Facebook group. Facebook group is great for delivering content as well, and for engaging people through your landing page process. So that's the tech stack. That'd be a third thing you look at. Then the fourth thing, now, this is your actual website. So most people start at the website or the tool. This is actually number 4 in the process. And I'm going to talk through some of the things that you need on your website. So there are a number, in fact, there are a number of pages. Landing page is a misnomer. There are a number of pages that you would need to have for a landing page. So first one is actually the landing page itself. Typically, a landing page will have on it a compelling headline, which is your big promise. The big promise is the ultimate outcome they're going to get at the end of the day. So that's their outcome. Ensure that you put it in their language. There is a tendency for people to write in the frame of, I will give you this, I will deliver this, this is how I can help you. Reframe it around to you language. So you will receive this. This is the transformation that you will get if you're looking for change in a particular, if you're looking for videos that are profitable, that are going to generate more revenue, so that you can spend more time with your kids and family rather than marketing in your business. Then download this free report. So you focus language as opposed to I focused language. Sometimes that can be quite hard to change that round to you folks. So recommendation there is just write your content to start with. Just write what you want to write, then go back to your content and then change it to a you focus content from your I focus. So often it's just easier to write it from your perspective to start with, but then go and change it. And then the second thing is, as you're casting your eye over it, make sure that you're covering it off so it's all about the results that they're going to get, not from your download or your PDF, but that's part, when they do download it, it's all part of getting them to their end result or their end outcome. So give them a path to travel to. This is not the end of the road. So your download should never just be the end of the road. So from your landing page, remember there are two actions. They either leave or they complete the call to action that's in there. That then takes them through to a thank you page. So whatever you do, don't send them straight to a page which delivers your asset, like the PDF or the document. The reason for that is that people will put in incorrect email addresses, put in anything. And if they just get taken straight through the delivery page, you've got a useless contact because you haven't got a real name. So never take them straight through to a delivery page. So ensure that you take them through to a thank you page, and your thank you page says something like, hey, thanks for requesting this document, or congratulations, your free checklist is on its way. Give them the instructions about what's going to happen. So tell them it's going to be delivered in their email. Tell them to check their junk or spam, because sometimes these things land in junk or spam. So pre-frame them into it. And on your thank you page, it's often good to have a video as well too. So have the text that tells them what's going to happen. Also have a video that tells them what's going to happen as well too. If people have gone to the trouble of putting their email address into an opt-in form, then they are more likely to watch the video. And this is going to be your opportunity to for a virtual handshake. So virtual handshakes where you get to talk to them, they get to hear your voice, they get to hear, so see what you look like and see your expressions and get the opportunity to connect with you. Even if it's one way, they get an opportunity to sort of connect with you and decide whether they like you. So remember, the part of the process is to take them from not knowing you at all to liking you, and then sort of through to trusting you. So that thank you page is just the first part of getting them to know you and to like you. And then your third page is going to be your actual delivery page where you are delivering the asset. So a couple of things about that is now the delivery page will have, you can either do one of two things. You can either sort of take them straight to, if it's a PDF document, you don't need a delivery page. You can actually just give them a link to your PDF document and the email that goes out to them, which says, here is your item you requested. It can just be a link to your PDF. So you can take them through, because that's ultimately at the end of the day, that's what they want. Or you could take them through to a specific page with a button on it and maybe an image of the ebook or whatever you're giving away. And both of those have got a link, which then opens up the PDF document. If you take them through to a delivery page like that, make sure that you've got some other call to action on that page. That is also a landing page for you as well. So if someone has taken the time to give you their email address and they want the document, they're going to click to download it. why would you not also offer them something for a nominal price? So for instance, if I was offering I had a landing page on the ultimate secret to building high converting landing pages, download your 102-point checklist. They go and get that. Then on that delivery page, I would have something like, if you'd like a video sort of training to show you how to use the tech and how to build these landing pages, then you can purchase that here for $27. So, like a low price is anything under $47. So it can be $1, $10, $27, $47. $1 is probably pretty good. The idea behind that there is not so much making money, although making the money is good, but it's about getting the additional buy-in and starting to get some commitment to build that relationship with you. So it's getting them to commit to building a stronger relationship with you. Does that make sense? So, so use your delivery page to some. You'll find that there'll be a whole lot of people that won't buy it, but there'll also be a chunk of people that will buy it. And what that'll do is those that buy it are probably your most highly qualified people that are likely to take the next step in your sales process, because they are more committed to getting the outcome that they want at the end of the day. That big outcome at the end of the day. Your thank you page as well. You could also have on your thank you page something which is providing something to sell them as well. Could be the same thing. And the thank you page could be something like, it's on your way. You'll receive it to your inbox. Sometimes it can take up to 5 minutes while you're waiting. If you're serious about building a high converting landing page, here is a mini course, a video mini course to help you to implement your landing pages. And it's only $1, only $27. It's only available on this page only. If you want to buy it from our website, then you're going to be paying $97, and then also put it on your website at $97. So when they go back to your website, it's there for $97. So don't tell any lies. Just make sure that what you're saying is truthful as well. There are plenty of scams out there, and with people sort of creating false scarcity and telling lies on landing pages. You don't need to do that. Be a business that's got integrity, so that when people look at what you say, they see that exactly what you said is in fact true. Because at the end of the day, they're going to do business with you. They want to do business with you on the basis of trust, not on the basis of a promise you can't deliver. So these are your 3 key pages: landing page, thank you page, delivery pages. All of these pages here have only 2 actions. They leave or they follow their links through. So again, they are all 3 types of landing pages, possibly with the exception of a delivery page. It is possible to have a delivery page that is part of your website where they can then take a look around and at additional services that you offer. You've got their email address. They're curious enough to get you to get your lead magnet or whatever it is you're offering. You've delivered it to them, might open in a new tab, and they can also check out your website and find out a wee bit more about you. So that's the basic sort of structure of a good landing page, starting from the outcome that you've discovered right at the very beginning. So what outcome or result do they want? Now, once you've done it, you can then start to tweak and modify it as well too. Now, actually, before I come into tweaking and modify it, just going to say with your thank you page, when people have completed the, let's say, the email address in, and generally you would ask for, say, just an email or an email address and let's say a first name. So now the more details you ask people, the lower your conversion rate's going to be. But on the upside is, let's say if you ask for just an email address, you'll get a lot more people filling that out. But if you ask for an email address, a first name, and say a phone number, for instance, you'll get way less responses. But they're on the plus side is they're more likely to be more qualified and more interested in what you do. So, so it's a bit of a balancing act between, do you just want a volume? If you want volume of responses, just ask for an email address. If you want to start to qualify some of them, ask for some more details as well. So generally for me, I go for volume to start with, and then we sort of qualify them down sort of, through the rest of our treasure map process. Now to deliver your email with the link to the delivery page or directly to the PDF, some websites and web forms will allow you to do it within your website. So if you don't have a CRM, you can do it from within the website. And so often there is a section there for an email that goes to you being the business owner, and an email that goes to the person that's filling out the form. So you can do that within the website. You write your text, you have the link all in there, and the reason, and so people can only get that document if they put in a real email address, and then it gets sent to their email. If you've got a CRM, and I'd recommend that you do, then I would use a CRM to do that, because then you can do some fancy things with tags, campaigns, and workflows, which I think I've got coming up next as well too. You can also add into your landing pages an upsell or a downsell. So like once they've completed the landing page, they've filled in their email address, you can take them to a page between the thank you page, which is an upsell page. And that upsell page might be, for instance, to sell them a mini training course. Or something quite substantive. So you could sell them something for, say, $97, for instance. Some people will take you up on that. Other people will bypass it. So generally with that there, you will have a option to say, yes, I'll have this, which would be a button. And then you might have a link to say, no, thanks, I'll pass this. Then you can take them to a downsell page, which will give them something at a lower value. So might be sort of $10. So yes, Steve, that there is now moving into a sales funnel. But those are things that you can add in later on. You don't need that as part of your landing page to start with. So you just need a landing page, thank you page, and delivery page. I would add any upsells or downsells after the landing page. Once you've got that landing, thank you, and delivery all done and it's working well, then you can start to try and test some of those. What have we got? Question here. Any ideal time of video? Look, just it doesn't need to be long. The thing about sort of videos is that a video is never too long. It's only too boring. So so the length of time in your video just needs to be have enough value to capture people's attention to get them to take the action that is on the landing page, but don't waffle in it. If it's got a lot of waffle and stuff, just cut it right down so that you're really just getting to the point. Some videos can be sort of like 5 or 6 or 7 minutes long because it's to quite a narrow niche. And it's delivering some information to start with before you get to that, before they fill in their email address to get whatever it is you're offering. So there's no specific length of time. Just make sure you're on point the whole time with your video. So I'm sure David here from the video sort of company there has probably got lots of pointers on that. Must get you on sometime, David.
Yeah, but basically most people you get for probably 60 to 90 seconds. It's probably the most effective. So try and do it in that sort of range. Yeah.
And if you think about television advertisements, they're generally 15 seconds or 30 seconds. Not that I know these days because I don't watch much television, but generally that's because that's enough to capture people's attention. And again, your video is only dealing to one thing, and that's what's on the landing page. You're not dealing with anything else, just what's on that landing page. Okay, what else have we got in the questions here? Okay, a really good point about a webinar. Recently signed up to a webinar which was widely advertised, discovered it was just a recording during the presentation, felt really grumpy and left. Yep, so absolutely tell the truth. Make sure that if it is pre-recorded, anything like that, let people know so that if anything, you're lifting their expectations, you're not dropping their expectations and disappointing them. Is it a good idea to have multiple landing pages with different deliverables to end same goal? Absolutely. So there's a chap that I follow. What's his name? His name's left me now, but he recommends building 100 different landing pages. So I'm not going to recommend that to you today. I'm just going to recommend building one at the moment, and then you can build your next one, and then you can build the next one. But if you think about the ultimate outcome that your clients are wanting, there are many different individual problems that people have or obstacles they've got in the way to getting to that ideal outcome. You can create a landing page for each of those problems, issues, or whatever, and they can be quite micro as well too. And so the more micro the landing pages in terms of the problem it's dealing with, generally the higher your conversion rate, because you're dealing with something that someone can do something with today that's not something they think they've got to put off into their reading folder for some time in the future. So for instance, again, if I was running a series like a landing page about how to build landing pages, it might be you might deal with should I have the first name and email address on a landing page, or just the email address? So that there is a problem that people have. It's a very small problem in the in that whole construction of a landing page, but it is a question that people have got. So that one is more likely to get people to take action than having a landing page which is about how to build the perfect ideal landing page to get high conversions. Because sometimes people are already partway down the journey. They've just got one problem they need to solve, a specific problem they need to solve. If you can give them that, then you'll get a higher conversion rate, and then you can bring them into the rest of it. So, if you can work out 100 different problems that people have, or small problems they have, and build 100 different landing pages, the thing with that is that you can then test which are the ones that are going to give you the best results, and you can really sort of focus around those ones. So you might just choose your top 10 landing pages and just really drive all your traffic to that. But yeah, this the chap, I'll remember his name at some point. He talks about building 100 landing pages. So, which is quite possible to do once you've worked out what the outcome is, their final result and outcome that your clients want. Ask them questions about what's stopping them getting there. Ask them sort of what they need to overcome these issues, and you'll find that there are 100 little things in there that you could create a landing page and some sort of asset around, be it video or PDF. A PDF only needs to be a one pager. It doesn't have to be a 200-page ebook. All right. Steve says, I also add a button and take them to my bot. Yeah, that is really cool. That is the next step on with your landing page. If you can connect it up to your to some sort of a Facebook Messenger bot, there are some cool technology you can put into your landing pages to do that, and then you can continue a conversation through your Facebook Messenger, and that gets a high amount of engagement. Anyone in the coaching space will see that there are a number of coaches that use that. Anyone that knows Taki Moore, for instance, he's one that uses that bot technology so quite a lot with his conversion rates. In fact, he makes his sales through that. So but for the purpose of this, that's more of an advanced strategy, which I definitely recommend at this stage. Just working with a simple contact form or a email form. What else have we got in there? Okay, I think that's covered all the questions. If you've got any more questions, just drop them in chat, and I'll keep monitoring that and answer those as we go too. All right, so that is your landing page website. So next stage is once you've got that website built, I'll come back to and I'll deal with it now, is that once you've got that landing page built and ready to go, it is no good until you send some traffic to it. So no one would build a shop in the middle of a desert and just hope that people will show up. That's a bit like your landing page. When you build your landing page, they are not just going to come. You're going to have to find some way of sending people there. So that can be in physical means. So like if you go to any networking events or, you're sort of meeting people, collect business cards, however you do it, you can do it in person. You can use social media, organic. So one of the ways I drive traffic is through Facebook Live videos, lots of posts into groups and pages. So it's organic. You can pay for traffic. And I would suggest that test your landing page on organic traffic first. So go and spend the time, and it will take you some time to create graphics and posts to put out on social media. Make use of the groups out there that you're allowed to post in. There are plenty of groups out there that allow you to promote yourself. So go and make use of those. And then also look for communities where you can answer questions there meaningfully without directly posting, like your ad stuff into the groups, because some of them won't allow that and it's just not good etiquette to do it. Just be active. I would suggest try and be active in maybe sort of 2 or 3 groups that are highly qualified in terms of your target market. Answer questions, ask questions, be visible in there. And what you'll find is that people will look at your profile and make sure you've got your link to your landing page in your profile on your social media account. And often people will click on that and go through to your landing page. Or if you've got a group, you can pin a post to the top of your group. I know in Facebook, you can pin a post to the top of your group. So if you go into Business Owners Smashing Online, there is a post pinned to the very top, which is about 100, I think it's 101 things a VA can do for you. So that is a landing page process that I've got. And that's really where they start. So so choose about 2 to 3 groups. You can be really active and give a lot of value so people get to know who you are. Don't be salesy, don't pitch, just give value, and that'll repay itself when people sort of find, ask, who are you? Then you got so once you've got your organic sorting, starting to get some reasonable traffic and conversions with organic, then that's when I'd start to use a paid traffic either through social. Start to get affiliates and referrals, Google paid, Google, and obviously SEO, which is Google organic. I wouldn't focus on that too much. That takes a lot of time. You're better off to pay for traffic than just to wait for organic traffic on Google. And Google doesn't really like sending traffic to landing pages anyway. All right. Jeepers, time's going on. All right. Next thing is number 5 in this, which is the last part of it. And that is your CRM. Now, I can dedicate a whole session on the CRM because this is going to be your driver for your landing page. This is where all the action happens. It doesn't happen on the landing page. It happens in your CRM. So your ultimate objective is to get people into your CRM so you can start having conversations with them. So in most CRMs, there are things called tags, which tags will where you tag people, for want of a better word, based on their behavior. So the behavior is they filled in a form, they clicked on a link, they subscribed to something, they did something, and you can use tags to describe the behavior that they took, and then future behavior. You can have future behavior will then remove tags and add additional tags. So, for instance, if someone enters your landing page, they fill out their email address and click submit, they will get a tag to say that they have subscribed to this particular ebook. If they go to the thank you page and they also then go and buy the mini course, they would also get a tag to say that they bought the video mini course. The reason why we do that is that we can then put them into different email campaigns. So So email campaigns, you've got first one is your delivery campaign. And so that first one just delivers the ebook, says, thanks very much. Or congratulations for requesting the ebook. Here it is. Here's the link to it. It's just a short email. I would follow up that email with another one a day or so later, which would be, hey, did you get the ebook? Here's the link again if you didn't get it. Now you can use a tag for that as well too, so that if people have clicked on the link to download the ebook, that will then trigger another tag to say that they've actually downloaded it. And so if you've got a tag that said they have downloaded the ebook, you no longer need to send them the reminder email about the ebook. You can skip that email and go on to the next email. So you can do some really cool things with CRMs that help people feel like they've got a personal journey and it's really personalized to them just by not delivering stuff to them that they've already done or completed. I mean, if you think about how many campaigns you've been on where you keep on getting emails to get you to register for something or do something, but you've already done it. There's no excuse for that really with a CRM when you can use tags to be a lot more personalized and to skip those steps. And then I'd recommend with your standard campaign is that your campaign is all about taking them to the next action. Now that next action, it may not be the sale to your end product, but it will be what's the next step to move them forward in their journey. So you're taking them on a journey on your Pirate's Treasure map. What's the next way station or the next stop? You know, it's the big oak tree with the moss on the right hand side. What is that? So that might be it might be a webinar that you're running so that you're encouraging them to come along to. It might be that they buy something from you. It might be that you're booking them into some sort of discovery call. It might be that you just ask them to reply to you with what's their biggest question that they've got about the issue that they're having. So, or hit me up in Messenger. It might be join your Facebook group, something simple like that. So there's small steps to progress them along the journey. And what you want, and those email campaigns are all about helping them to take the next step. It's not about the end goal. Does that make sense?
Yep.
And so again, you can have other campaigns in there based on their behavior. So if you did sell them, or if they did buy the mini course, then send them a campaign which is about the delivery and the mini course. So they've already taken that next step. So don't send them the first campaign, send them the upsell campaign. And likewise, if you had some sort of downsell as well. For those that didn't buy, if you can track them, which you often can with, if you're running Facebook ads or you sent out an email, you can track the clicks and the email comes out from your CRM. You can then send them, you didn't get the ebook email sequence and keep them on that sequence until they do get it or they drop off or they unsubscribe. And then once everyone's been through all that, then make sure that you add them onto a general campaign, which is your general email campaign or general nurture campaign. So that as you've got other things coming up, you're able to keep communicating with them. So in my CRM, everybody in my CRM gets an invitation to this event every Tuesday. So that's just part of our nurture campaign and part of our just keeping in touch with people campaign. Some people unsubscribe from it, so that they're not really interested in it, which is all fine. And then other people are happy to be on it and happy to keep getting those emails. So that's your tags, your email campaigns, and then you've got your workflows. And the workflows can do things like a really simple thing that a workflow can do is you can move people through from lead, prospect, client, past client. So everybody in our CRM has one of those statuses. They have lead, prospect, client, or past client. So, and we use workflows so that, if someone's already a client of ours and they enter in another landing page, we don't, and normally they might get classified as, say, a prospect. We don't classify them as a prospect. They're still a client, and we can send them another email campaign to say, hey, look, you are a valued client of ours. See if they've subscribed for this particular ebook. Here it is. And we might put them on another campaign, which will say, is there anything else that we can do for you in conjunction with what you've already. All right, so that there is a whistle-top stop tour of a landing page process. How many of you sort of are already doing all of these things, or have realized that it's actually this involved? I'll just stop my share here. Any questions? Is that helpful?
Very, very helpful.
Yeah. Dougie. Oh, did you have a question, Dougie, or were you just sort of saying that was helpful?
It was helpful, Nick.
Oh, cool. Okay, great. Any other questions?
Hey Nick, with that mind map that you did,
Yep.
do you do that for all of your landing pages?
Yes. So if I go back to that mind map, it is really important to do this. Like it's not just about throwing up a landing page and seeing what happens. It is actually a strategy.
Yeah.
But the most important part of this is number one, which is what's the end objective for you and for your client? Like what's the result or the ultimate outcome they want to get? Now you might build out, as I said before, 100 landing pages. Your starting point for all of those 100 might be that one objective. So it's got to meet that there. But if you're doing a number of landing pages anyway, you've probably got the tech sorted. You're probably using the same tech. You may be changing up the deliverables and creating new landing pages and campaigns. But most of your work's actually going to happen in creating a landing page. I would suggest that probably about 60 to 70% of your work is going to be in your CRM.
Yeah.
So it's going to be creating your email campaigns and communication processes. Now, with those email campaigns, remember that you can also use things like that video chat that I talked about before, that video app that we've got in it. You can change it up. So you don't have to send just emails. You can change it up with video as well too. And you can also use SMS. So some of the CRMs will link into SMS programs, and you can use those as well too.
Okay. Thanks for that.
On that first one where you've got the dollars, obviously that's the cost on number one.
Yep.
And at the bottom it says numbers. What's numbers?
Oh, so that's your goal. It might be, or your client's goal. It might be that they're looking to earn a certain figure of revenue, or they might want to get a number of people in a webinar. So those are the goals that you want. And that's actually really important too, because I probably skipped over that part too, is to think about what's your goal at the end of the day with these landing pages. Don't just throw it up and sort of just hope and just wait for the responses to come in. Put a number on it. So it might be sort of that you're looking to get 50 people onto your webinar. It might be that you want to get another 10 subscribers a week. Quantify it, put a number on it. That'll help you to drive traffic to it and decide where you're going to put your money and where you're going to put your time and energy in terms of driving traffic and to your landing page. So not people actually measure what's happening on their landing page or have goals around just the landing page. Just make it simple though. Even if it's just 10 people a week, you should always be building your database. That there's good. 10 people a week, 40 people a month. That's 400 people a year. All right, any other questions there?
A lot of food for thought. It was really, really good. And I'm sure in the next week or so, there'll be lots of questions as well.
So can I ask a question here then? This obviously is a really high level overview of it all. If we were to go in, if I was to run something that went into this in quite a lot more detail, where you got to build the process out for yourself, how helpful would that be to you?
Very, very helpful. Yeah.
Very.
Yep. Okay. All right. Well, look, I'll think about what I can put together for that, because I think this is an area that a lot of people miss in business, is putting together landing pages really well. See a lot of marketers out there who get paid a lot of money to do this, like they run ad campaigns, and even they don't do it right as well too. So they're looking at it from a very, very superficial level as well, and really just to demonstrate that they can get results being clicks as opposed to results being, real results and financial results for the business.
The other thing, Nick, that in combination with that, because it's great having the landing page, but having traffic come to that landing page, and what's the most appropriate form of traffic, because I know business coaches, it's really hard to get SEO traffic, right? So it's almost impossible to do that because it's quite competitive. So having some sort of thoughts around what's the most appropriate, whether it's LinkedIn or Facebook or that, how to drive traffic to the landing page, maybe that's phase 2. But anyway, that's something that I'd be interested in.
Yeah, that's definitely a subsection of all this, and it really does depend on the industry that you're in, where your clients are hanging out. And as for you, I think LinkedIn is obviously the best place to go. But even inside LinkedIn, it's thinking about what sort of strategies you're using in LinkedIn in order to drive that traffic through. And it might be things like white paper type of posts where there is a link through to get more information, or could be just a teaser. Could be all sorts of things, but that's the sort of thing you'd tease out in the strategy. So that would be the sort of thing that might be good to look at if I'm running something so more intensive on this. All right. Well, that is our evening for this evening. So hopefully that's been of value to you. It sounds like it has. I'm more than happy to answer any questions on this as well. So if you do want to message me privately, I'm happy to take a message there as well too, because obviously that'll help to drive any content that we put into whatever it is I'll put together over the coming weeks as well too. All right, well, that's our session for tonight. Tomorrow is the video for this will be up on YouTube tomorrow. So if you do want to watch it again, it'll be up on our YouTube channel. So just look for Smash Go on YouTube. We'll put the link into chat as well too. Go and subscribe to it. Once you've subscribed to it, you'll get an email with the link to it once it goes up. So it's usually at the end of the day. Corinna, yes, you want to talk to me? That's great. Can you? I'll message you a bit later on. What else have we got? Tomorrow office hours. So 10 o'clock tomorrow we have office hours. So that's a no speaker, no agenda. So chat for any of us. So we'll probably talk about some of this or any topic that comes up. So if you're looking for a recommendation on any app or tool, process, social media, whatever it happens to be, just come and bring it to the discussion. We always have good discussions there as well too. And also, the link for office hours tomorrow is in chat. 10 o'clock Australian Eastern Standard Time, 9:30 Central Australia, 8 o'clock Western Australia, 12 o'clock New Zealand. Geez, I'm getting these times sort of down now, aren't I? And of course, next week, we will be back here again next week. And next week's speaker is Kate Engler from Melbourne. If you know Kate Engler, she runs a program helping people to get free publicity. She's been doing it for about 10 years, I think now, when I first met her. She is well worth coming along to listen to. She's well connected to journalists and publications all across the country. She's going to be talking about SourceBottle and a whole lot of things, all related to how to actually physically get in touch with some of these journalists. So that's it for tonight. Thanks for showing up tonight on day 1 of Queensland's lockdown. I know we're in various stages all around Australia and New Zealand, and look forward to seeing some of you tomorrow and some of you next week again. Go and have a good week.